Hello everybody, I'm with Christian Elman, and you gave a presentation yesterday, the last one that we opened to the public. So many people could come and see what you've been presenting. You gave us the opportunity to represent Mozilla and talk with us about what's coming next. So I'd like you to wrap it up with what you talked yesterday.
Okay, yesterday a talk was about HTML5 and what it really means for us. There's a lot of HTML5 talks right now out there, and I've given a few that gives you the technology, like here's how to use video, here's how to use canvas, here's how to use the new semantic elements, and we sometimes forget like why we would do that. So my talk yesterday was an introductory talk to what the evolution that is HTML5 really means for us. For the last 10 years, we've been building web applications and websites, and all of them were based on HTML 401, which is a very, very limited vocabulary. We could not actually build the things we wanted to build because we used just the stuff that we had, and we simulated the rest. We simulated first with DHTML, where we animated stuff with JavaScript. We used Flash inside, we used Silverlight inside, Java applets. So we always wanted to do more, but we couldn't do it because of the technology. And now with HTML5, we have native controls and native support in browsers for these kind of interfaces and for these kind of interactions that we always wanted to have. So my talk yesterday was the last of the day, so I didn't go hardcore into technical details, but I wanted to make the audience understand that supporting HTML does not mean that you go for new technology that is not quite tested, but it just means that we take the internet as a medium to the next level, because in the beginning it was just interlinked web documents, which is very academic, university stuff, and that was great for its purpose, but then we wanted to make entertainment out of it. We wanted to make it interesting, and to me, it seems we're going a bit back in time right now, where the internet could be the interactive TV, the interactive print, the interactive radio. We actually replaced the internet, our websites, with streaming video and streaming audio again. So people sit there, lean back, and just listen to stuff or watch things. And to me, the web is an interactive media. You do things, and you watch them, and you change them. And what you enter should show up, for example, for your friends. When you talk about interactive TV, for example, we just say, okay, you can select what shows you want to show when. That's what you could do with a VCR in 1985. Interactive TV for the internet to me would mean that I could see something in the background saying like there's a microphone showing, and I could write a comment on the video, and my friends who actually subscribe to the same TV channels would see my comment popping up in the movie when it's going on there. So you could share emotional things. You could say like, that actor looks like our friend Steven, doesn't he?
Yeah, like what happens in Twitter.
Exactly, so the real life streaming things that are going in. And in the talk, and the slides are available, and I'm cutting the audio up as well to release the audio later on. I just talked about science fiction movies and how things like voice recognition was a big Star Trek thing in the past. And nowadays with the Nexus 1 mobile phone and Google, I can actually sit on my bicycle and say, I'm going to Piccadilly Circus, and it will tell me go left, right here, go straight ahead here. So we have a lot of the things that were just a fever dream of science fiction experts in the 60s and 70s and made them into reality now. But we forgot on the way right now how to actually be greedy and how to be interested. So what I wanted to get the audience to understand is that using HTML5 means that you're just part of a revolution. You're part of making the thing that we love and build things in and also get our money for building things for better and richer and more interesting. So one other thing I debunked a lot was that people are always saying HTML5 is the Flash killer, and we get rid of Flash and it's just evil and it's a stupid thing. Flash and Silverlight has been doing the things that we wanted to do right now for a longer time right now, but it wasn't used as much because people didn't want to go and have to write it in an extra editor, pay an extra developer, and actually have a plugin that is just alien to the browser. So, for example, I did a lot of interactive forms in the past. And they looked wonderful in Flash and worked much more interesting for the end user. But every financial client I had said like flat out, we can't use that because it's a plugin. Now with HTML5 Forms, we have the same controls that we written in Flash back then, and then later on with JavaScript libraries, we now have natively in browsers. We just need to start using them, because then browser vendors will actually start building them properly as well. So it was a talk about what HTML5 means, how you actually can be part of helping us make HTML5 work, and that's mainly by using it and demanding from browser vendors that they actually support it properly. So that was mainly what the talk was about.
Yeah, good. It was really insightful, you know.
Good.
You also worked on the problem, on the issue of watching videos online and bringing it to the content. And you showed me a demo of, I think you called it popcorn. I like the name, you know.
Yeah.
To add some butter to the video and popcorn.
There's a few things with online video that are problematic right now. First of all, it's licensing.
Yes.
So every browser out there needs a different way of encoding for video. So you need an OGG video for Firefox, for Chrome. You need an MP4 for Safari and for IE9. And it's just not nice that we as developers have to actually convert all these things ourselves. So there's a few systems coming up, and I talked about that in my presentation as well, that helps us automate these things. But where HTML5 video becomes really interesting is that you can sync content with the video with a native API.
And control, yeah.
Yeah, in the past, I used, for example, I wrote an easy YouTube player, which was a YouTube player for people with learning disabilities. And I was at the beck and call of the YouTube API. What the YouTube API gave me in Flash, I could use. What it didn't give me, I was stuck. Whereas in HTML5, you have a defined API in the browser, but you can access anything outside the video from the video and the other way around. So I can write a play button that plays and stops the video in any HTML I want to. And the same way, what I've been showing today, for example, on Smashing Magazine, is that you can read out the current time of a video and then show content according to that time. And there's a library out there called popcorn.js, which is one of the Mozilla-supported projects in the Mozilla Drumbeat initiative.
Yeah, Drumbeat.
And that one makes it much easier for you in JavaScript. And on top of Popcorn, we built an interface called Butter, which is much like Flash or Shockwave. So you have a video and you have a timeline, and in that timeline you can drag different content bits in. You can say, during this timeline, show a Google map. During that time, show this, and so on and so forth. So you got a graphical interface to sync HTML content with HTML5 video. And that's the kind of thing we should be thinking about. Rather than writing things by hand every time and writing really cool JavaScript, we should start thinking about building tools so people can build on new technologies rather than having to do it by hand.
So you could do also closed captioning and then be able to do it as the crowdsourced model. You know?
Closed captioning is a harder decision because it also has sounds and things like that, and people are not normally typing that in. But subtitling is a very easy option. There's another system called Universal Subtitles, which is a simple JavaScript you can pop into any page, and any video on that page will get an interface that allows people to write subtitles for the video for a certain amount of time. So I can only say, oh, no, I'm going to write the subtitles for minute 5 to minute 6, and then you can actually translate these as well into different languages. So you crowdsource the subtitling of your videos. So most of the talks that I've given, the short talks that I've given in London, I just put that JavaScript in my page, and a day later I found I had English, Chinese and Italian subtitles because people just found my talk interesting and started typing it. And that's actually not only taking new technology and open technology, but also the web as your workforce, so to say, and people like Facebook understand that as well.
Yeah, and the Wikipedia Foundation too,
yeah,
and all that stuff. So it was nice talking to you, Christian.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.